Hmm. Well, that was pretty good. So, yeah, I've always got to do something strange, right? So, what do? I hit I think it was the record and didn't add myself to the stream. So, yay for me. Hey, everybody. I hope you're doing really good tonight. So, or today, or whenever you watch this, I happen to be filming it at, ooh, 1:30 a.m. the 5th of October. So I have like 3 or 4 planned out videos, but Turtle Boy got me. Turtle Boy got me again. He is bringing the news. And this is news that every mainstream person that has negative things to say about Karen Reed supporters, I want you to pay attention to what the McAlberts do to the Karen Reed supporters. Karen Reed supporters want justice. We support the blue, but the law abiding blue. We support each other. I don't even live in Canton, and I'm all about hoping, praying that Canton is put in receivership and that the McAlbert clan is taken down. So, the thing that is constant is they're crying and claiming they're victims and they've been harassed, and I mean, my goodness, so I mean, far be it. And the attitude when she was on the stand, oh. So everybody, Jennifer McCabe's sister writes an email to a school demanding a teacher be fired for supporting Karen Reed. That's right. You heard it from Turtle Boy first because that's where I got this from. I hope he had a blast at his, what was it he was doing tonight? I don't know, but I think half of Canton was there. I wish I could have gone. Sounded like a lot of fun. And I'm a homebody, but I tell you what. So let me just stop running my mouth so y'all don't have to listen to me. Be all just, ah. But anyway, I didn't have a whole lot of time today. I had hoped to have more time because definitely, there are some things that I would say. Oh, wait, is this the right? Yeah, this is it. All right. So, um, I actually, yeah, as long as we don't get any weird like pop up, we're good. So, as I said, my breaking news is I got it from Turtle Boy. Um, he is awesome. So, let's spread the news. And as you can see, this was 8 hours ago. So it was on the 4th that he wrote this story and posted the story. I'm assuming he wrote it. He writes a lot of stories. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of mainstream media that could come here and get all kinds of information that has been researched, that has been vetted, that he brings receipts for. Where are you guys? I mean, come on. I don't get it, but I digress. So, Canton Cover Up, Part 415. And if you would like to read this for yourself, Turtle Boy Daily News, and it is tbdailynews.com. So, and he has videos as well that if you belong to his group. I'm sorry, I hurt my arm today, and it's like, oh, just to move it. I swear, if it would have been my left arm, I'd have been already down to the doctor. I mean, I want to scream and I want to cry. So, all right. So, Jennifer McCabe's sister writes an email to school demanding a teacher be fired for supporting Karen Reed. I mean, can you guys even wrap your heads around that statement? The person needs to be fired. Yeah, they're not asking for, to ask them get off of social media or not comment or which I mean that in itself is ridiculous. But to take someone's livelihood, to go after someone's livelihood because they believe in a woman that's factually innocent and that all around the world are screaming she was framed. And that's not from made up information. That's from facts, sitting and watching a trial. That's from evidence that Turtle Boy's been bringing y'all for what, a year? I mean, from what I understand, he really got into it when it came out that Jennifer McCabe actually Googled "Hoslong to die in cold" at 2:27 a.m. Now they've tried to dispute that, but the FBI that hired experts can also tell you that it's impossible. There's no way that Karen Reed backed into John O'Keefe, nor did he run into the back of the car. I mean, it just did. They didn't come into. They never. Oh, they never combined. So, all right, a well-liked Norfolk County middle school teacher who grew up with John O'Keefe in Braintree has been on the receiving end of harassment campaign at his workplace due to his vocal support for Karen Reed's innocence. This week, Jennifer McCabe's sister, Denise Galvin, and her husband Bob emailed school administrators trying to get him fired. I am writing to bring your attention to the disturbing actions of one of your employees, so and so, who's been harassing and terrorizing individuals in the Canton area through the X account, whatever that may be. I strongly urge you to investigate his account personally. As a parent, I understand the responsibilities we have as role models. The the content posted by Mr. So and so irresponsible and reprehensible. And I would be deeply concerned about my child under his tutelage. He has posted images of innocent individuals labeling them as terrorists and killers, thereby inciting ill will towards them. Such behavior is entirely unbecoming of an educator. Furthermore, it is important to note that the district touts its own bullying prevention policy, yet here we have a staff member violating it across a national platform. It's troubling to see an adult, particularly one in an educational role, engaging in such behavior. I trust you will take your appropriate actions to address this matter promptly. Thank you for your time, Denise and Robert Galvin. Yeah, yeah. So let me just say, let me not. And here she is. This was a coordinate campaign and one of many emails the school received, but the only one from the McAlbert family. For the record, This teacher never harassed or terrorized anyone. Nothing he posted was irresponsible or reprehensible. He has called the McAlberts terrorists several times, specifically in response to their online behavior where they threaten people with physical harm and go after their livelihoods for supporting Karen Reed. Bob and Denise Galvin decided to prove his point for him by harassing him at school with this email. She should be horrified, horrified that anyone says anything back, right? I mean, after all, the McAlbert clan, allegedly, in my opinion, are behind the chemical balloons that could harm children that have destroyed beautiful lawns, gardens that carry food and flowers. That's the kind of stuff that the McAlbert side does. Now, they go after people's jobs, make it a big to do. But let's be clear, Bob and Denise Galvin's family members are murderers. They've murdered a wonderful man named John O'Keefe and conspired to frame an innocent woman. They will burn in eternal hell for what they've done. No matter how hard you try to gaslight and blame others for what their family has done, it doesn't change the fact that John O'Keefe is dead and his family may never see justice because of them. You know what would stop all of this is if the O'Keefes called Morrissey and Lowley and said, show us the evidence that you say you have to prove that Karen Reed killed Officer John O'Keefe. And then I want you to look at the evidence. I want you to think about the evidence. Forget that you even know Karen Reed. Pretend it's somebody that he had dated and hadn't brought around to meet the family. Just any schmuck will do. Picture that. Take out the hatred, take out whatever your hard feelings are because she actually drove a grown man to a party and left him there because that's where he asked to be taken. If you would do this, the Commonwealth would not be able to prove their case to even you. But I digress. It won't happen. So, I mean, yes, my heart breaks for the family. I I can't imagine the nightmare, the pain for the rest of their lives because it is for the rest of their lives. It never goes away. It's never going to go away. The pain of losing your child, your brother, your sister, it doesn't go away. You just learn to get up every day and put one foot in front of the other and make life the best it can be. And you don't do that by lying and blaming other people. But um, they seem to do that, in my opinion. And Turtle Boy says, I do find it hilarious that Bob and Denise have the audacity to highlight the district's anti bullying policy. These people have been bullies their entire lives. Last September, Bob and Denise threatened and bullied two female 2020 producers and Karen Reed's attorney after they went to CF McCarthy's. They told them to go back where you came from. and said they were unwelcomed in the entire town of Canton. Go figure, which they believe they control. And now they want to talk about bullying. If I'm not mistaken, I think out in front of Chris Alberts when they were harassing and assaulting Turtle Boy and that slime bag that got so close to Meredith. I mean, just the thought gives, to be honest, she has a lot of restraint because if a slime bag male touched me, my response honestly would have been a doubled up fist. It it will in it, just doing that will put me into um, survival mode and probably lay him out. Now I don't look like I would, and I'm not a physical person, I'm not. But that slime bag, he was disgusting, and they were all ooh 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 at him on like a bunch of cavemen. Oh, Chris Albert included, the select board member, yeah, him. I'm sorry, I apologize. In true McAlbert terrorist behavior, they ended their email by demanding that this teacher be fired for expressing his First Amendment rights on the internet. This teacher is doing what every decent and honest person should be doing, loudly condemning murderers and terroristic behavior. Yet here they are, trying to cause economic harm to a teacher for having a moral compass. Then they have the audacity to try to cry about it and pretend to be victims, like Lizzie Proctor did when the people began contacting her employer. Anyway, this is why I left teaching. You're not allowed to express your opinion as a teacher on the internet because people like this will just contact your school and demand that you be fired. Luckily, it appears as if the school has administrators who don't back down to bullies. Let's just hope it stays that way. That, folks, was his story. And I want to say that I think it was a very good story. I really do. I think it was a very good story. I think that what he said is true. These, I don't know what they are. Mobster wannabe, or maybe you're just the baby mobsters and you're fixing to be taken out because you know what? The town is going to take itself back. They are not going to stop fighting. And you should be ashamed of yourselves for being, I think the best thing would do is find another gang wannabe group, or I'm sorry, mob group. Tell them to check out all the news on Karen Reed, and because you're all right out there in the front of it all, and let them know your qualities that you possess, and tell them that you're looking for an opening in another town, because quite frankly the town you live in is not going to keep supporting your butts. They're just not going to do it. People all over are starting to stand up and say, I'm not going to take it. I'm just not going to take it. It's not going to happen. But you guys just happen to push everything to the limit. I mean, the people that have, I think that there's some people that lied by saying John O'Keefe never came into the house, that actually don't know what happened, but after everything that has come out, they've probably figured it out. Maybe they figured out even before this. It's going to eat away at them, okay? Do you not understand? But you don't care, do you? You don't care for the ones that have the conscience. You don't care for the ones that aren't your family because all you care about is getting away with this too. Y'all are very used to getting away with what you want. And Chris Albert, he's a disgusting human being. I mean, his behavior and everything is disgusting. So I hope that one day soon, the people in Canton are able to have a block party. I hope it's planned well in advance so that people all over that would like to come can also attend because receivership is where this needs to go. We need big mouths on this. Come on, guys. You know, I mean, Vinnie Paladin, come on. Somebody step up and make a name for yourself by taking what Aiden Kearney has done already and sharing it with everybody. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? He broke one of the biggest corruption stories that, honest to goodness, you can't make this shit up. And nobody's reporting on it. I mean, why? Where are y'all? Get busy. Come on. And for the McAlberts, this school teacher has a right to his opinions. And I do know that school teachers, for whatever reason, are supposed to be, I don't know, above humans because you cannot say certain things or give your opinions because of what reflection it may have on your inner thoughts. But that may be offensive to someone. And in this day and age, when you could just absolutely sneeze and offend somebody because either you sneezed into your arm wrong, you didn't have it. I mean, literally, you can offend anybody for anything nowadays. And quite frankly, if you want to be offended, then stay offended. You know, I'm not. I went to respect class a few times because and mandatory for me because um I would say things and they could be construed as offensive to someone. Well, I knew that, but I had to go to respect class to be told, not to don't do this, don't do this. It was like they kind of sorta had a chair with my name on it. I was good at my job though, but don't expect me to pussyfoot around. That used to mean something else. I mean, I was trying to think. It's um, sc- no, that really wouldn't come good after that. Um, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just People have a right to their opinions. Someone has to do something pretty bad before you want to take away their livelihood. I'm assuming this gentleman has a family by now. You know, y'all were all up in arms that Proctor was suspended with no pay. Well, Proctor should be in jail is where he should be. And I can't even imagine him being a father to and raising any human, or even get a dog or a cat and having his input over them that would be anything good. I mean, how embarrassing for those children when they're school age and they go to school and their last name is Proctor and they're going to go up all through school. You probably and then people but the thing is I mean, is he or isn't he well like one of them private investigators now, which I tell you what, if I lived in that area and any of those officers or law enforcement people thought they were going to come talk to me, it ain't happening, dude. No way. No way. Not sure what kind of legal ramifications would take it, but uh-uh. Nope. I mean, in all honesty, the way I look at it is if I could come to Canton and if I wore a t-shirt that said FKR and providing those scuzzy people are not outside of McAlberts DNA pizza that their friends support because nobody else is going to be buying it from you. Nobody's, I mean, really, I'm still trying to figure out what Aiden means when he keeps asking you about unpaid taxes. How can anybody have $60,000 in unpaid taxes? I can't even imagine owing $60,000 in taxes. But you guys, you guys, y'all just take the cake. You're pathetic. You really are. You're pathetic. So if anybody wants to support Karen Reed and you live in the Canton area, Canton, Mass, then join me for my next video because we're going to talk about the rubber duckies and the investigation and the grandpa, okay? A grandpa. They're trying to put a grandpa in jail over the cutest little thing, a rubber ducky. And I could probably I've got I don't know how many different colored little rubber duckies in my house. Yeah, I even pick them up sometimes just because I think they're cute. And as much as y'all want to try and make rubber duckies a bad thing, it will never be a bad thing. Rubber duckies is cute, and rubber duckies gives people a smile. Uh, I mean, I could just see a wave of rubber duckies just open the sea and put all these little rubber duckies in it and just let them float and all come together, and that's all you could see across the horizon are all these little rubber duckies. Free Karen Reed. Let's have justice. Free Canton. Free Canton. Heaven only knows what all these people have been able to get by with. And I hope they're stopped soon. I this is ridiculous. But yet they have fits because people that support Karen Reed have decided they also love little rubber duckies, you know? And because, I mean, after all, Aiden, he'll ask the same question 50 times hoping you'll finally answer it, and surely that's harassment, right? No. Aiden's just trying to get somebody to just own up. I mean, I don't think I think it's easy to say that the world is shocked if somebody hasn't come clean, because what y'all have going on in Canton is nothing more than a cluster, you know what. That's all I'm gonna say. And y'all have created it. The McAlberts, y'all have created it. You have a town hall, or you have a town meeting, a town board, a select board, whatever y'all call it, that's held via Zoom. Because the people on the select board, the townspeople have had it with you. They don't like you. You don't stand for anything. You're gonna let somebody like Chris Albert sit up there. I mean, how much did he pay to get elected to that chair? What did they offer to put him in that seat? Whose back is scratching who? You can use your imagination about other things there too, because somebody's getting something out of it. I mean, there's no way. There's just no way in hell he won votes. No. And loudmouth, they all need to be take them out and bring in receivership and save this town and save the rubber duckies. Tired of you people going after the rubber duckies. And as far as trying to take people's jobs, why don't y'all just put a fork in yourselves and be done? Like, just put a fork in it, like just right here, and then say done. And I don't mean to like really put a fork in it, but you get my drift. If you want to know if something's done, you put a fork in it. We know that none of you McAlberts will ever come forward and tell the truth, even if it means it's going to drive you crazy for the rest of your life, and it's going to affect every single inch of the rest of your life. Because carrying something like that and not caring is something only a monster could do. And just because those of you chose to lie doesn't mean you're monsters. You're not going to survive in a happy place, because you can't get in a happy place because of the darkness of that kind of lie. And I'm going to say it again. I still, I'll probably never know. I wish I could ask the FBI, Josh Levy, and I don't know enough about any of the investigations or anything that was going on. I know absolutely nothing about what Officer John O'Keefe was doing, but I can say this. Officer John O'Keefe, the world is going to make sure he didn't die in vain. That town is going to be saved, and with it, a lot of LEs are coming down. Give it time. It's going to happen. As he laid in the snow, crying, and I'm still going to say it was crying because of that officer where he described the water on his face frozen, which means that his tears were frozen. He knew what was going on. He knew who killed him. Never did he expect it to be a frame job for Karen Reed. I personally think there was something that they asked him to look the other way for, and he warned them he wasn't going to do it. Never in a million years did he think they would just kill him over it. You know, he didn't realize how dark and deep the betrayal could be. So when he said that there was no way he was going to look the other way, they took care of him. And how anybody can not see that, I didn't for a while. I didn't get it. I didn't, I kept going, why? That's got to be the only thing. They're so corrupt. They try to get their way with everything. You've got Sandra Birchmore, who for years and years had been violated in the most horrific ways. She was a vulnerable young girl, and these people are supposed to protect and serve. What they did to her is disgusting. Anybody that supports these people are disgusting. And I think Officer John O'Keefe, I don't know, accidentally got a phone call. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But something happened. I just feel something happened where he was told to look the other way and he stood his ground and said no. I believe that he seriously was a good man, and there's no way, with the evidence presented the way it's known, the way it was presented, there's no way that Karen Reed killed him. And, call out the DA, call them out. The family can call them out instead of sitting there and just patting them on the back and saying, "Oh, thank you. We'll get her next time." Because you can't get her, she didn't do it. And in the meantime, people that support her, you think they need to lose their jobs? Yet you think it's fine that Chris Albert killed a foreign exchange student, was was on the run for 30 hours. And I mean, they didn't even smack his hand for it. It's like the foreign exchange student, his life didn't matter. That's what it was like. And that's disgusting too. So let me get to my rubber duckies. I've got a couple of those. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.